guys. Been watching you guys for years, and I like it when you make fun of me, though. Because let me tell you, I deserve it. It's boring when people are just being nice to you. So why don't you guys go ahead and roast me? That's what I'm here for today.
Oh, we're here to roast you?
The worst stuff about Alex Jones.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Any roasting I've ever done has always been very lighthearted. I find it impossible to hate Alex. You're my internet dad. I literally call
it. The real truth is, let's not lie. You guys both got Harrison Smith pregnant.
Yes, it was okay. So yeah, we hung out when we went to Texas.
He's a snazzy guy. You saw how he dresses.
What did you say? How did you say he dresses?
Harrison Smith dresses like if white people were in the Nation of Islam.
Well,
you know what I mean? Very well put together.
You've seen him in a cheerleader outfit.
Oh no, God, please don't.
With the sword.
With the sword, he collects his swords.
With the sword.
Yeah.
No, he's our favorite guy over there. We love Harrison.
Yeah, he rolls.
We're very good pals with him.
And, you know, I got to tell you, Alex, honestly, I do really appreciate that you just put your foot to the pedal when people come after you. Like, let me see. Is that him? Oh, that's
our boy?
there. Yeah, no, here it is. Yeah, no.
No, that's the guy.
I know who it is.
Waste.
I know who it is. We showed it yesterday.
Oh, no.
This guy. Oh, my God. This is great. This is great.
Yeah.
This is
I like that you print. What's your toner budget?
Yeah, what's your toner budget?
I've wondered that for years. I mean, you know, you print everything out. You print it out in full color every day. There's stacks of paper. I've just always wondered how much.
Let me tell you why we do that. We found they change articles, and they move them around, so it's good to have a record of it.
Well, did you see yesterday what Good Morning America did when they said? They said Ketanji Brown Jackson is the first black Supreme Court justice ever, and they had it up there, and they didn't
first
change
one
it.
in history.
In history, and I was like,
I
"Oh,
saw
okay."
that. They don't even care about it. It's like the Secret Service goes, Trump can't even get up in the front of the limo. He didn't do it. They're like, "Oh, shut up. He did it." Like they say, there's calls from Mark Meadows to me and Roger Stone and General Flynn. Never happened. Never talked to Mark Meadows. Rogers never talked to him. They don't care. They just go ahead with it. They don't give a rat's ass anymore. I mean, they were always liars, but now they have gone into overdrive.
Also, I think we could admit, you know, the size of the limo aside, right? I mean, you know, we like Trump, whatever, but physically, right? He's not wrestling around.
He's not nimble.
Yeah, I don't see Trump wrestling around with Secret Service agents. You know what I mean? I just don't picture it.
But see, I mean, you guys know what's happening. It's the initial thing. Like, I never play this on my own show. I mentioned it, but I'm not kidding you. I'm going to tell you the inside baseball of this. Not that I'm that interesting, but to know how these frauds work. Before they make a Hollywood movie biopic or something about somebody, they don't want to get sued. So Hollywood won't do it till it's been in several publications. So John Ronson, that makes fraudulent movies like Men Who Stare at Goats to discredit the Pentagon and other shows, he goes out and creates an NPR piece that's totally fake about me. Then a New York Times article is totally fake. I read it. 95% of it has no connection to reality. Zero. And then they get it on CNN a few weeks ago, and I'm watching it. I didn't watch it when it aired, but I watched it later. And they say that I become demon-possessed and have a black tongue that shoots out. Now, obviously, that's meant to sound so outrageous it must be true. But that's because Leonardo DiCaprio reportedly has optioned Ronson's new thing, and so they need it to be on TV so they don't get sued first to say it's real. So they're planning to make a movie where I become like the Exorcist and have a black tongue. I've never heard of a black tongue. My wife is, I call her Christian Hindu. She loves yoga and Eastern stuff and like goes to those seminars. She goes, "Oh, that's Kali. Kali has a black tongue when she cuts the tyrants' heads off. That's a compliment." I've never heard of a black tongue till this aired. They literally say, I have a black tongue that shoots. I mean, I'm telling you, dude, they have hit next level.
I don't know. This kind of sounds like a pretty awesome movie. If you know what I mean, if we're talking about it.
And Alex, this actually leads to
Alex Jones with a black tongue shooting beams out and shit. I mean,
I'm not lying.
Take my money.
What I'm saying is, these people are insane.
But you're right.
Yes, I hope they come out with a movie.
But you're right.
Leonardo, I'm not going to sue. You know, it's his company optioned it. They option a lot of stuff. No, they have optioned a movie about me where they literally went and had people reverse engineer and make up an insane script so they could put it out.
So they could do the based on real life events thing at the front of it, right? Yeah, what they do all the time.
How much do you want to bet because we've watched this happen 1,000 times, right? They shoot
Look, my
themselves.
tongue's kind of gross. I didn't brush my teeth. It's got plaque on it.
You got to scrape. Yeah, you got
kinda white.
to. You got to scrape.
I mean, look, that's kind of a. I ain't a
Mine
black
too.
tongue,
I
that's
had
a white tongue.
Mine too. I had a few drinks last night, so
That's why
I mean,
his
let's
is
fact
white.
check this. Let's fact check this. That's a pink and white tongue.
But
It
listen,
is.
how many times has the left tried to make it a hit piece and it's backfired and just made the subject look cooler? I just feel like that's going to
No,
happen
I
with
totally
this.
agree. But if new listeners or new viewers are tuning in,
Yeah.
I swear to God, they say I turn into a demon and have black tongue, and I swear to God that's not true.
But you
Well,
know,
did you eat?
I mean, it's the most insane. You're watching this, and you're like, have you ever been around insane people? Like, I got a cousin that's schizophrenic or whatever,
Yeah.
and you're around them for a few hours, you kind of start feeling crazy. It's like you're watching this, you're like, do I have a black tongue? When did I?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, what? I'm asking you guys both.
Yeah.
I think they've gone insane.
Well, can I ask? Maybe this story came from a time where you eating some sort of one of those like sour candies,
Licorice.
a
Everybody-
licorice
no,
type.
everybody
Were you in
says
a
that.
licorice situation? Were you drinking a lot of sambuca? Maybe you know what I mean.
No,
maybe you were
no,
enjoying a
no,
nice
no, I never-
tiramisu with some sambuca.
Never heard this in my life.
This is great because this leads into something I wanted to ask you. It's funny because like they try to, now we're finding out, literally demonize you, right? And now they're literally demonizing you. But then every time I watch something, right, I go, oh, they took they took that from Alex. Like, look, like here's a great example.
Hey, that's a new meme.
Look at this. That is a new one. Here's it is, guys. You can make the gift right there. He did the tongue thing. There it is. There it is. So what do you think about this? I was watching this, and every time I watch something, Mersh and I always catch this. They always want to demonize you, but man, they have parodies of what you do in every movie. Like, this is a great example. This is from the new Spider-Man. They can't get you out of their head. You have, look at that. They took your font.
Spider-Man,
They took your
a
set.
psychopath wielding powers
They-
he has no
everything.
right to possess, trying to pass himself off.
What do you think of that?
Also-
like, I always wonder, what do you think when you see stuff like that?
He even's on the movie goes, and I have a supplement you really need.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
But
Which I
also-
do, Alpha Power, available
There
at
it is.
InfoWarsStore.com right now.
There it is. Free plug for Alpha Power on the show.
Also, how is J. Jonah Jameson wrong in this movie?
No, he's right,
Spider-Man
actually.
and all these mutants, they're menaces. They have superpowers. They're
Yep.
blowing up skyscrapers every 2 to 3 years. It's a problem, right?
He's the good guy.
It's
in
a
the-
sensible take.
Yeah. What do you think when they do that? Out of curiosity, because I see it all the time, Alex. What do you think? What do you think when they do?
They're
that
not
to
coming for all of Gotham. They're coming for Batman. Let's
Yeah.
just get Batman out of here. You know?
You know, I'll tell you, you know that it's Bon Iver's who they have in the headline, but it's like Alex Jones Bon Iver song, and it had like 20 million views, and they took it down as like 9 million views. Where I said, "We love our Somalis, we love our Muslims too." You know that song?
Yes.
Yes.
Where they remixed you into a Bon
and I
Iver
happen to
song.
know that guy's actually really a fan, but they say they're anti-Alex Jones, then they're able to do it. So I actually talked to some of the folks in Hollywood over the years, and if they go with a script, the big guys saying, we're going to attack Alex Jones, and we're going to do this to him. These people are like 80, 90 years old, like Sumner Redstone before he died. And they go, yeah, get that piece of shit. And then all that happens is, then it's actually fans putting it out there. So I think most of that's fan-based.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, I was actually watching this new and dump because I was curious. This new Mike Myers show on Netflix at Pentaveret, and they do another InfoWars parody.
Well,
I'm
that
like,
one's even clearer. I mean, it's literally the set. He's
Yeah.
saying stuff I say but out of context.
yeah, exactly. And I couldn't find a clip on that because it was on YouTube. But
Because it's Mike Myers' new show and nobody cares.
Nobody cares about it because it's Mike Myers' new show. Nobody cares because it's not Austin Powers anymore. But I honestly believe that it's exactly what Mercer, like, they try to make you look bad, and all it does is make you cooler. Like, I'm like, it really does. Like, they've taken you guys off of YouTube. They've taken you guys off of everything, but everyone talks about you guys even more.
Well, I want to be clear. I actually agree with what you just said.
Yeah.
I'm actually not that cool. I mean, I got a lot of good ideas and a lot of great research. We do a good radio show and TV show. But this happens throughout history. When they said Copernicus and Galileo were wrong, or, you know, when the colonies got attacked by Great Britain, people secretly in Britain were sending money to support it. We're the black sheep. We're the rebels. So it's not that we're that good. You guys are popular too. It's that they're that bad. And
Right.
so we can be really horrible. We're not horrible. You know, we're just okay. But they're so horrible it makes us look great. That's it.
All right, so you're saying is that they've lowered the bar so much And I really think they have. I think that's a good point. They've lowered the bar so much that anybody that even speaks a little bit of truth now, people are like, hey, why is that guy saying everything different from everything else, you know?
Did you hear Ben Shapiro, that young genius, said communism isn't good? Man, he's an incredible young man.
Yeah.
Probably got a 5,000 IQ.
Yeah, no, cool. Yeah, I love Ben Shapiro. He only goes on CNN and MSNBC, but yeah, he's really fighting for you guys. I mean, and that's the thing. And the other thing that's happened is that there's these there's these plants where that they go, oh, you see, we let right-wing people on. I'm like, the people that you let on are milk toast.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I'm a Republican, but I'm all about red flag laws. I mean,
exactly.
Hey, common sense gun reform. I've been saying it for years, and you're like, you're not a Republican.
Except you realize it's pre-crime. All these mass shooters, they had tons of warnings.
Oh yeah.
All these mass shooters said they were going to shoot everybody, whether it was Florida a few years ago or Uvalde.
Yeah, every few years.
And then now it's the end of due process, and now the leftist. Here's an example. I know a very well-known young lady. I was at her wedding last weekend to Jesse James. Bonnie Rotten is her stage name. That's how she's known. A great lady, great mother. You know, we were not blaming her for what she's been involved in. Hell, I wish I was involved in it. But the point is that she's friends with my wife and met us. We all hang out. She was on a flight back to L.A. to visit family yesterday. And just because who she was, a leftist said, she's racist, she's going to threaten to shoot people. And they pulled her out the plane and put her back on it because the person on the plane literally just lied and said things about her. That's who the left are. And what you were saying earlier is key. They are not just going to try to ban us with things like red flag laws. When they're taking your rights and when they're saying because of what political group you're in, you're losing your freedoms, that's already the social credit score. And so we already have the social credit score right now that they're putting into place.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, look, the social credit score, we were just talking about it right before you came on, and this is exactly related to what you said. So, now they want to go through your New York just said that they're going to pass a new bill with the unelected governor, Hochul.
I was watching. I was sitting here. I didn't know that. They're like, hey, tell him I'm here for 10 minutes. And they go, well, you have to interrupt him. So, yeah.
You can interrupt whenever.
I was watching.
Yeah. So what do you think about that bill? What do you think about that bill about them being able to go through your entire social media to decide if you get to have a Second Amendment?
And then they have a special committee that does it. It's like the fact checkers. It's extrajudicial groups. It's like Fauci's wife runs the bioethics federal board that decides how many old people to euthanize with death panels. I have Paul Krugman on Fox News, and I have Ezekiel Emanuel on Fox News, both of them saying a combination of death panels and taxes will kill the old people. So this is all about killing the boomers, and the boomers are there going, yeah, get rid of our rights, kill the babies and kill us.
It really is true. They really are. There's a lot of cheering on their own destruction. Like, one of my biggest criticisms, and I've seen you say the same thing too, one of the biggest criticisms about Trump is how he pushed that vaccine, how he said how great it was, and even to today he's like, I made the vaccine, it's the best vaccine in the history of the world.
It was the beginning of the end for him.
That was, to me, was when I think, the people that really got him elected, I think the people that really got Trump elected aren't so much, like you said, the boomers that are out there waving MAGA flags. It was the people that were sick and tired, right? Sick and tired of the swamp, sick and tired of everyone telling them. And those were the people that I think he lost when he was like, we're going to send the National Guard and they're going to inject you. And I'm like, what? Wait, what's happening?
Yeah,
absolutely right.
When he was debating Biden, he invoked images of, we'll get flatbed trucks, we'll get the military out there, and we'll distribute this vaccine. And I was like, What happened in 4 years? What are you talking about? Like, I would expect Biden to be saying that right now. It was... that was like a punch in my gut, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's what really hurt Trump, and that's why DeSantis in real polls is ahead of Trump. Not that DeSantis didn't go along with it, but he didn't launch it like Trump did. I understand they locked down the economy. I understand they were holding Trump hostage, saying, oh, it'll be 5 years, 10 years. Too bad things will be locked down till then. And like a 5-year-old, he took the bait and went, well, then I'll just approve it. They go, gee, we have a plan called Warp Speed to do that with this experimental shot. But now that he's had time to see it's a fraud, now that he's had time to see that it doesn't give you protection, like they said, now he still goes along with it, which is the biggest black mark on his record. It's really, 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 really hurting. And you're right. People voted for Trump because they saw the media attacking him and they thought, well, let's be rebellious. But as soon as he joined the establishment, people really turned against him. Now, that's on one side. On the other side, the Roe v. Wade decision, which it should go back to the states, the pro-gun decision, the anti-carbon tax decision, shutting down the power plants, the pro-free speech decision with prayer. This is not state-run prayer. It's not the school doing the prayer. It's people at their commencement speech or whatever having a right to say whatever they want. You could sing row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, or say a prayer, or hail Satan. It's your right to do what you want at your commencement or your event. And so that was a really good thing by the Supreme Court. But Trump just doesn't get it. People want a maverick. They want a black sheep. They want a rebel. They don't want somebody telling you how they're going to have the military give you an experimental shot. So he's at least shut up about the shot, but the damage is done. And I don't know if Trump is salvageable right now.
Yeah, that's our worry. We talk about all the time.
And you guys aren't getting DeSantis yet. He's ours for another 2 years.
We're
all right?
in Florida. Like,
you're not touching him for another 2 years. He belongs to us for 2 more years.
Yeah, that's the thing is we're in Florida, right? And you're right. DeSantis at the very beginning did lock down, but if you look at all the other governors, it was the shortest lockdown out of any state, right?
No, I mean, look, it's okay to be wrong up front and then change direction, and now he's badass. Now he's like,
admit it. Well, he admitted it.
Studies show it hurts him. Yeah,
he admitted it. I think that was the big part. The difference between right now, the reason like you mentioned that DeSantis is beating Trump is because DeSantis went out there on camera and goes, "Yeah, I went along with it. I'm not going to fall for it again. I'm done." And it's not going to happen. Look, nobody's perfect, right? There's
exactly nobody. As long as you admit you're wrong, I'm wrong all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no way DeSantis is a fraud with what he's doing. He is hurting the establishment bad. I love it.
Yeah, he is.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. Florida doesn't get him.
Yeah, it's a back and forth. We don't have anything. That's all we got.
I just need 2 more years with this guy, all right? He's single-handedly keeping us alive through this presidency. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have it. Pretty much he's our only oxygen with Biden pretty much ruining everything coast to coast. Florida's at least on life support.
I mean, DeSantis would be in a hell of a president, though. He would help Florida at the same time.
You can have him when we're done with him. We have term limits here. Don't worry.
Yeah,
so
don't get greedy. Don't get greedy.
Right, yeah.
All right, don't get greedy. Let us, let's get that constitutional carry, the recreational marijuana through, and then you can have them.
Hey, by the way, you know what? The other reason I think Texans like DeSantis, we bring it up all the time, is because your governor copies whatever DeSantis does, copies his homework 2 weeks later.
Exactly. I mean, our governor has been a shame the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Until DeSantis came along, and now, like a parrot, he does whatever DeSantis does, at least in word, not deed.
Yeah, he's the kid next to you, leaning over towards your desk, like, what is he saying?
What is he saying?
What do you have for number 3?
No, but I mean, I'm a good speaker. You guys are good speakers. DeSantis isn't reading off a teleprompter when he's talking. You can see it. He gives like 10, 20-minute speeches that are like 99s, and I give like a 95 speech. I mean, these are badass, well-thought-out, nuanced speeches. Nobody's telling him what to say. I'm impressed. I mean, I'll just be honest with you. And I don't have a savior complex. I don't think he's perfect.
No.
But as things get worse and worse, we're going to see more Ron DeSantis' rise up just by sheer necessity. The mother of invention, necessity is the mother of invention.